Hong Kong police have made their first arrest under the new security law. The city is today marking 23 years of rule from China, with Beijing imposing new laws that would give life sentences for critics. Joining us now live from Hong Kong is Bloomberg's Sophie Kamaruddin. Sophie, good morning to you. So what do we know about the arrest that has been made, the first under this new security law?
Now, within 24 hours of the security bill being passed by Chinese lawmakers, Hong Kong police have made their first arrest here in Causeway Bay. He was bearing a flag that said Hong Kong independence, and he was wearing a black T-shirt with the slogan "Free Hong Kong." As you can probably hear around me, there is plenty of chanting going on, protest slogans. You could hear earlier strains of "Glory to Hong Kong," the protest anthem being sung as well. And it's been getting progressively more packed in this shopping area since midday. Safely over 1,000 people have congregated so far, although they're not wearing the all-black attire that we have come to associate with protesters here in the city. Now, there's also very heavy police presence. There are trucks lined up along the roadside. We have police setting up cordons on sidewalks, directing pedestrians around them as well. Police very much on high alert after the first arrest that was made. And they're raising banners that are warning people against activities that could be in breach of the law. A new purple flag was raised, specifically denoting that those who participate in secessionist or subversive activities, they could be arrested or prosecuted under these new rules.
What are the specifics? Do we know yet, Sophie, the specifics of this law? Because they weren't really clear at this time yesterday.
Yeah, since it's been passed, we've had 6 chapters and 66 articles to pour through. The scope of the law is just a little bit better understood, but there's still not clarity as to the reach of the bill. For example, there is an extraterritorial element. Those who are based in Hong Kong, residents and non-residents, could fall afoul of it, along with those outside of the territory, should they be seen to commit offenses that were highlighted under the bill, namely secession activities, subversion of state power, terrorism, as well as collusion with foreign forces. In the provisions under the bill, there was a little bit more information regarding what departments within the Hong Kong government could perhaps be empowered to see through enforcement, but it's still unclear how this will be implemented. But again, today we are seeing the police take action under these new rules.
It clearly hasn't put off all protesters, because we can hear some very animated voices in the background of your shot there, Sophie. What are the implications for business then, for those who either are in Hong Kong and want to get along with business, or those who visit in the future? What are the implications?
Well, the underlying message is to stay out of politics. That's the interpretation of some. For example, Mikey Tien, a LegCo member here in Hong Kong, basically saying that should businesses, research firms keep their nose clean of criticizing government along those 4 offenses, they should be able to steer clear of the potential of falling afoul of these rules. But again, if there is criticism of the government, if there is calls for independence, that is where there could be some gray area. We've had some responses, of course, from overseas governments, but businesses such as Barclays, Justice Staley, saying that they're not willing necessarily to comment on Hong Kong politics. This is a political matter, ultimately.